Hey guys, it's Bree, and I'm here today with a review video. You might kind of have noticed that I have changed locations. I've recently moved into a new apartment, so that's kind of fun. Unfortunately, this is the first book I've read really in full since my Friday Reads 2 weeks ago. But anyway, I read Tommy's Tale by Alan Cumming. This book came out, I think, originally in 2008. Or excuse me, 2002. This is the paperback re-release. It Books sent this to me, and they're the imprint of HarperCollins that does all of the celebrity memoirs and stuff. This is a fiction book. It's about a guy named Tommy who is a bisexual man living in London. He is starting to kind of feel like he wants more out of his life. He's dating a guy who has a son, and he starts thinking about having children of his own and kind of starts panicking because he's been very promiscuous, been very kind of anti-settling down for the past really 29 years that he's been alive. I thought this had the makings of a really good story, and I was just very disappointed in its execution. Alan Cumming, when he wrote this, I think just spent a lot of time on the build-up to conflict and then doesn't really focus on the conflict itself. So there are a couple of really main criticisms that I had. But I will say I did like a lot of the characters, especially I thought a lot of the side characters were really fun and entertaining and kind of pleasant to read about. Their stories I thought were well presented. I think he did a really great job of showing that kind of family dynamic when it's, the family that you have made for yourself instead of the family that you were born into. What I didn't like is that a lot of the story is focused on how Tommy really kind of is self-indulgent, and he's getting himself into trouble, and Cumming spends about the first 200 pages, and it's only a 260 page book, kind of getting Tommy into all this trouble, and then spends another 30 pages showing him just kind of descending into this drug addict life. And instead of really showing character development, the last 30 pages of the book is spent with Tommy kind of having magically gotten out of all of these situations, and other people either pretend that he hasn't really done anything that would otherwise be seen as a betrayal, or kind of just brush the problems under the rug. And I think that was just disappointing. I think what I would have really liked to see was less time spent on building up the kind of excruciatingly detailed kind of drug and sexual life that Tommy has, and instead focusing on the aftermath of a couple of the bigger betrayals and kind of trouble that he gets himself into. I think that was my main problem. And there's some other pacing things. I thought the voice sometimes wavered between overly juvenile and just kind of really presenting an air of nonchalance that felt very false. I also, another one of my pet peeves in writing is when children are kind of overly precocious, and there's a very precocious young boy who's about 8 years old and who is talking kind of very lackadaisically about his father's sex life, that I just found to be very strange and almost inappropriate. There's a way that 8-year-olds know about sex, and I thought that this particular 8-year-old was not kind of accurate in that. But in fairness, I think children are really, really hard to write when you are an adult. Overall, I give this about 4.5 stars out of 5. It was an okay read. It just wasn't, I think, something that I really liked. But anyway, thanks to IT Books for sending this to me. It is available now on paperback, but it's a $15 paperback. I don't know if that makes a difference for you. Alan Cumming, by the way, you can see he's Floop. That probably sounds crazy. He's Floop from Spy Kids. And he does a lot of, if you don't know, he's done a lot of acting and he does a lot of stage work. Anyway, all of my information, as always, is in the down bar below. Let me know what you thought of the book, because I found, kind of perusing online, that there are a lot of really split reviews. Some people really like it and some people really didn't. And I'd love to hear your opinion if you've read it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.